The world is changing. Slowly nature is being distorted as ecosystems get disturbed by human activities. The beautiful forests that supported human life are dilapidated. The trees have been cut down for industrial activities, animal habitats have been destroyed or polluted, and wildlife is reducing. Clearly, nature has had to pay the cost of human civilization. The consequences of industrialization are felt more heavily by the poor, who bear the burdens of climate change and global warming. All the way from Zambia in sub-Saharan Africa, Barotseland, A People in Crisis, is a documentary about the socio-economical effects of climate change on the native African kingdom. Mwalamoto, a 27-year-old social entrepreneur from Barotseland, has taken up the challenge to document the plight of his community amidst the climate change to find out amicable solutions.
Climate change is a global issue which is affecting the whole world right now. For us in Barotseland, it is not just about the impending climate crisis, but rather also the future of our own heritage and the livelihood of our people. Definitely, there seems to be something which is changing, and the climate crisis is right before us, and we are wondering, how are we going to survive this climate crisis? I want to welcome you on this expedition. My name is Mwalamoto, as we get to look at the effects of climate change in Barotseland.
The Lozi people, under the matriarch leadership of Queen Buyawamwambo, arrived in the Zambezi region of western Zambia in the 17th century. They settled in the present called Barotseland, with their seasonal region capital being Lialui and Limulunga near the Zambezi River, establishing the kingdom of Barotseland. As the magnificent Zambezi River cuts across the Barotse Plains, the people of Barotseland enjoyed the fish from Zambezi River and practiced agriculture within the plains. When the plains got flooded in the rain season, they migrated from the lower land in the Barotse Plains to the upper land together with their animals and belongings. Over the years, the migration evolved into a spectacular traditional ceremony called Kuomboka ceremony, where the king of Barotseland together with his subjects migrate from Lealui Palace in the lower region of Barotse Plains to Limulunga Palace on the upper region, an annual event which attracts both local and international tourists. Clad in their traditional attire, the Lozi people from Barotseland look forward to the spectacular Kuomboka ceremony to watch and escort the royal barge called the Malikwanda as it navigates through the flooded Barotse Plains, migrating the king of Barotseland from the lower region to the upper region. Over the years, Barotseland has not been spared from the adverse effects of climate change. The once beautiful Barotse Plains that supplied its inhabitants with fish from the Zambezi River and other water bodies, crops from agricultural activities, and birds in the air is experiencing an ecosystem change. The fish in the Zambezi River and other water bodies, together with the birds, are reducing, with some species going extinct. This has affected the livelihood of the fishermen, whose main source of livelihood was fishing.
My name is Mwangala Nalumino. I'm coming from Kalabo. I'm here to undertake fishing activities on the Zambezi to take care of my family. Though fish is proving to be very difficult to find on the Zambezi now because it's very scarce. We don't know what's happening, but things seem to be changing here on the Barotse Plains. As you can see that even agriculture is proving to be a challenge. Everything is changing and we don't know what's happening. Most people are suffering and they are struggling, clearly showing us that things are changing compared to how we used to live here in Barotseland.
In the recent past, Barotseland has also been experiencing fluctuating rain patterns. This has reduced food production in the Barotse Plains because most oftentimes the crops are submerged by the floods or they dry off due to droughts. As we navigate through the Zambezi River to uncover the economic effect of climate change in the Barotseland, our story also brings to light the social aspect where climate change is threatening the culture, history, and the spirituality of the Lozi people in Barotseland. The persistent droughts are threatening the occurrence of the Kuomboka traditional ceremony because of the lower water levels to enable the royal boat to navigate through the Barotse Plains. The Barotse Royal Establishment attaches great importance to this ancient traditional ceremony. The ceremony has been going on for 200 years and has become a cultural identity for the people of Barotseland, and also a huge tourist attraction as thousands of people across the globe attend the ceremony.
My name is Manyando Mukela. I'm the Ngambela in the Barotseland A establishment. Well, climate change has not spared our traditional way of life. Currently, we have the Komboka ceremony. There are years when we cannot perform Komboka because we don't have sufficient water to bring the boats up here to the Mulunga from Lialui. It has become part of the life of the people. And when there is no Komboka, we feel something is amiss, and we feel quite bad.
Following the ecosystem changes in the Barotse Plains due to climate change, the flow of the Zambezi River is diverting towards Makono village, threatening to sweep away an important heritage site and the entire Makono village, as the Zambezi River is diverting towards Makono. According to the Barotse Royal Establishment, the kingship of Barotseland originates from the heritage site in Makono village. The coronation of the new king of Barotseland has to be undertaken at the heritage site, where all the royal rituals are done for the king to be accepted by the gods. Therefore, the threat on this important heritage site is a great crisis for the Barotse Royal Establishment and the people of Barotseland.
The threat of our big heritage site, where our first queen, first monarch, Mbuya Mwambwa, rests at Makono. The Zambezi River has changed its course from the original channel, and is now diverting and forcing itself against Makono village. We see a serious danger in it eroding the whole village and carrying away the whole village, and it might affect that heritage site, which is, to us, is our identity, because the identity of the Lord's people really starts with Mbuya Mwambwa, our first queen, and if her resting place is destroyed, then our history is also destroyed.
The future of Barotseland is at stake. With a population of over 1 million, the kingdom must adapt and mitigate the challenges faced due to climate change. The residents are exploring their options to find adaptation solutions. Others are involving themselves in backyard fish farming using pond liners to grow fish. A native Barotse resident has 2 fish ponds in the backyard where he produces 30 tons of fish every 6 months for sale at the local market.
My name is Matimba, and I welcome you to Lumalo Farms. We've stocked 2,000 fingerlings here. We've also stocked 2,000 in that other pond. So this fish is 2 months old, and by April 8th to specific, then we'll start selling our fish. I said this business because our water bodies in the country are not enough to supply the whole country. When you look at climate change in water bodies, the water levels are going down, so which means less production of fish. So that's why even as a country, we are buying fish from other countries.
On the other hand, others are setting up fish ponds within the waterlogged Barotse Plains and stocking up fish in their ponds.
We've been in Barotseland for the past 2 weeks, interviewing different key stakeholders, the Indunas, the local people, the fishermen, the representatives from the civic leader, and definitely we can see that the voice is the same, and they're communicating one thing, to say the effects of climate change have not spared them. So through the documentary, we want to do a full length on the impact of climate change and how it is affecting the social and economic status in Barotseland. We look forward to having the full documentary and bringing out the critical aspects and even the solutions on how we can support Barotseland to come out of this crisis.